welcome back to Budget with Bianca. I'm Bianca. Today we're going to budget out our second paychecks of December. When I'm filming this, it is currently January 1st. I did not have a chance to film on December 31st when I received my last paycheck of 2024, so we're going to do that now. The first thing I wanted to go through is actually the rebranding for YNAB. So if you're not aware, they are no longer calling themselves a budgeting app. It is a Spendfullness app. And they did just release a video today on January 1st with the Budget Nerds on their YouTube channel talking about what is Spendfullness and how YNAB is going to embrace that. So I wanted to bring up the new method for YNAB, which they're not really calling a method. There's no more rules. And so I am going to change my budget today just a little bit to reflect that. And so the questions that you should be asking yourself when you get paid, there's only one rule, and that is give every dollar a job. But how you do that is based on these 5 questions. So the first one is reality. What does my money need to do before I get paid again? The stability question, which is what larger or less frequent spending do you plan for? This is kind of their replacement for the true expenses. That was rule 2. Then comes resilience. What can you set aside for next month's spending? That was rule 4, which is age your money or get a month ahead. Creation, what goals, large or small, do you want to prioritize? And then lastly, flexibility, which was their rule with the punches. What changes do you need to make, if any? And you'll see in my budget today, a lot of it will be in the flexibility question because there was a lot of overspending in December at the very end of the month that we will need to cover. So I am going to go through my budget today and kind of go through these questions as I'm assigning money and see if that helps me assign my money in a more spendful way. So let's get started. So I have YNAB pulled up here. You'll see there's this $3.24 that I've assigned more of. I'm not sure where this came from, but we'll fix it on the back end. Actually, the very first thing I'm going to do is go back into December. And normally I do not have any overspent categories when I sit down to film my budget with me's. That's because I cover overspending almost immediately when it happens. However, in my real life, I just did not have time to cover this overspending that happened while I was away. We were visiting our in-laws and we spent more money, which is fine. I'm not too worried about it. And we're just going to go ahead and cover it. So normally, if I wasn't filming videos, like before when I wasn't filming videos for YouTube, I would just cover the overspending, as it happened. But I did want to save it for the purposes of this video. And then you'll see that I have money parked in next month. So these are my husband and I's last paychecks of December of 2024. Okay, let's go ahead and start by covering this overspending in December. So let's go to our overspent categories. So we did overspend on gas because we drove to Michigan to visit our in-laws. So a lot of this is going to get covered with our next month category, which is our paychecks, which I would have assigned had I not, had to film these videos. But gas, we will cover, from next month. Groceries. So the nice thing with covering overspending this way is that it will only show you categories that have money available. So you can't pull from anything that doesn't have money assigned to it or available. So that's nice. I'm going to cover this part of it with household goods. And then the rest of it will be next month. My husband's spending money. I'm going to leave this alone because he is transferring money from his FanDuel. That basically funds his spending money, like overspending. Medications, I did have to buy something over the counter. And I am going to leave it alone and come back to it because since it's January 1st, our FSA has refilled. It refills every January 1st, and I have $800 in there that we put in there that I signed when we did open enrollment for my job and our insurance. So I'm going to try to get this reimbursed. For my daughter's birthday, I spent almost $500, $467. I'm not mad about it all. She had 2 birthday parties, one in our house, and then one when we went to visit our in-laws, and it was a great time. So I don't regret that at all. So I'm going to cover that with next month. Oh, let me move myself. All right. Okay. I'm not sure what happened with the life insurance policy for my husband. It was a little bit more than I was expecting, so we'll deal with that. TV, also, I don't know. There was an extra charge for YouTube TV for $5. I'm not really sure what that is. I need to investigate that. So I'll cover that with next month. And then reimbursement, I think I put in the wrong amount for whoever was going to reimburse me, but it's fine. It's $3. So no worries there. Okay. Yeah. So these two will be addressed later. All right. I'm going to move myself back down. Okay. All right. Let's get started. So we have $5,103.03. So I'm going to move all of this back into ready to assign, and we will get started. So just to bring up those questions again, so that flexibility question really came in handy in December to cover all that overspending. So the first thing we need to address is, what does this money need to do before I get paid again? So let's go through and see what needs to be covered. In our frequent expenses, well, actually what I'm going to do is go into my needs view. So these are the things that we absolutely need to survive for the month. And you'll see if I click underfunded, it will fund all of these categories for me. And it's less than what I have, which is good. That means that, we have everything covered for the month. But what I'm going to do is put half of it for baby supplies. So that's $50. I'm going to put another $200 into daycare. Because I'm not exactly sure how many days we're going to need. And I'm going to fully fund gas. We won't need, I think $250 will be fine for gas because we're not going to Michigan, and we don't travel as much in the winter, so I think that'll be okay. Groceries, I'm going to fully fund. And household goods, I'm going to fund half for now. All right. I'm going to just fund these true expense categories. I don't really want to type everything in. So that's good. And then most of our bills are already funded. So that is really nice. And technically, these are December paychecks that I would have assigned yesterday, December 31st. So we are super, super close to being like a full month ahead, which is really nice. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to fully fund whatever else I need. So, and our mortgage does go on the 1st, but obviously January 1st is a holiday, so it's going to go out tomorrow, the 2nd. And I am going to put this $98. I don't know, or $95, I'm sorry. The loan might still be in administrative forbearance because he's on the save plan for this loan. So I'm not sure, but I'm just going to put the money in there. And I'm going to leave these alone, and I can either pull from categories that aren't due yet, like bills that aren't due yet, if I need more money in here until we get paid next. So that's our needs. And then I'm going to go into wants, and okay, so basically everything that we need is set aside. So I feel really comfortable. Stability. So what larger, less frequent spending? So that's kind of our true expense. That's my true expense category. So we'll get to that next. So I'm going to go ahead and snooze dining out. So I did put a video out. We are doing the YNAB More Money Challenge. And in that challenge, I explain the rules, which one of the rules, there's only 3, is that there's no dining out for the month. So I'm going to put $0 in my dining out category. And actually, this reminds me, I did make a category. It is hidden. Yep. And I'm going to move this More Money Challenge right up here. And I'm going to assign it $150, which is what I would normally have put into our dining out category, which is right here. But instead of dining out, we're actually going to save that money. All right, so then let's go back into wants. So that's snoozed. My husband and I each get $75 for the month. Family activities, I'm also going to snooze, but I'm not going to put that $10 into the More Money Challenge just yet. My daughters love every subscription. This will renew in November. And then our true expenses, which is like auto maintenance, my dog's grooming and medication, and all of that will get underfunded. We'll just click this. So it's all fully funded. And then one thing I wanted to do was we spent a lot for the winter holidays, which for us, we do celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's. So it's a lot of gift giving, which I do like, but I just have to plan for it. So last month alone, we spent $395, and we're still not done. We're waiting on one person to tell us exactly what they want, and we have money set aside for that. That's the $68. So I think I did up the target to 300 a year, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do 500 because I think that'll make me feel better. So if I fully fund celebrations, okay, perfect. Yeah, and I still need to send one of my husband's cousin's daughters had a birthday in December, and I need to deposit money into her 529 for her birthday present. So I'll need to do that. Okay, $4 for my daughter's savings fund, $75 for me, and then our bills. Okay, excellent. So that's that. And then extras. Okay, so baby activities and toys will fund, even though she does not need any more. She got so many books and toys for her birthday, which I'm so thankful for. I'm like debating whether to snooze this and save that money. I think I will actually. Yeah, we will not be buying her anything else right now. So I'm going to make myself a note. We need to put $15 into the More Money savings. Same thing with date night. My husband and I really do need to go on a date night. Actually, I think we're going to one of our friends' band's concert on Saturday. So I think what I'll do is actually I'll put $50 in here, and we might actually dine out for that. But that is going to be one of our exceptions, which you are allowed to do in the More Money Challenge. And I think we'll just use this money for that. So then we'll put another 15 in the More Money Challenge because we usually would put $75 in date night, but we don't have to. All right, family photos and PlayStation. And actually, I think I made a new category, and I think I need to add it to my extras view. Yeah, that's the icon pass. Okay, so I did set up a category for an icon pass for my husband for next year, which is $1,000, which I think it's a little bit less, but we're going to budget $1,000 for it. Yeah, so because I don't want to fight about it. He wants to go on ski trips, and I do too. I just don't need a full pass because I don't ski for as long as he does on those days. So that's fine. We just did that. All right, passport renewal. Okay, technology, I'll put 5 in now, but I will very likely get a new phone in February. So the other main rule for the YNAB More Money Challenge is to buy only the essentials, and a new phone is not an essential, but I really do want a new phone. I want a phone with a better camera, so I think I will just go ahead and set money aside. I'll probably use my own fund money to fund part of it and then just add up what I need, because that is something that I do want. All right, and then I do know several people now who are pregnant that we just found out about. So I will start setting money aside in baby showers, and then Hanukkah for next year, and then holiday shenanigans. Okay, and for some reason this is a lot more money than I thought I was gonna have in here. So looking at our spreadsheet, I did realize I need to fund. So all the way down here is my Nick State Farm Agency. So I need to fully fund that. And okay, perfect. So that leaves us with $182. And let me just see what's underfunded. Okay, wedding participation, I do need to fund that. And our poison ivy treatment. Okay, that seems more like it. Okay, why is this underfunded? Oh, $136. Okay. Oops. Let me add $6 there. So what I could do is this credit card payment is saying underfunded from December's underfunded amounts, overspent categories, which will get reimbursed hopefully, or corrected. So I could put this, so I need 250, so that's not enough. So what I think I'll do is I'll put this 117.93 into this bachelorette party category, which we need a lot of money for travel. So to be fully funded for the month, we need 1,018. And my husband and I get paid bi-monthly, so we don't ever have magic months. So we only ever get paid each twice a month. So 4 paychecks a month. So that's what we have to work with, which is fine. I mean, it's all the same amount of money for everybody. So a lot of our next paychecks will go to our travel, which is fine, because really that's the only thing that's underfunded for January. And again, this is basically December's paycheck, and our month is almost fully funded. So we just need $1,326, which is so exciting, which brings me to the next thing that I wanted to share. So if you haven't seen my financial success roadmap video, I wanted to revisit that today because we have successfully done all 3 of these short-term goals. So we haven't actually paid our RETA taxes because I'm waiting on 2024 tax return to see how much I need to send, and I'll just send all 3 checks at the same time versus sending 3 separate checks in the mail. So that doesn't make sense to me. But we have the money set aside for our 2022 tax bill, the 2023, and then we'll see what we owe in 2024. So that's done. And then we did get out of the credit card float in December, which is super exciting. And on top of that, we've already gotten 1 month ahead in our frequent expenses, bills, and loans. So now we're just working on getting a full month ahead in all of our categories. And I think that More Money Challenge will help us tremendously because we're trying to save at least $1,000. And if we save anything over that, it's going towards our true expenses, and $1,000 will go towards our travel, which will basically cover what we need for the month of January to fully fund our travel categories. So I am super excited. So just to double check myself, so we're not a full month ahead in our frequent expenses. We could be if I wanted to. I can move around money. But we might not even need all of this money. We probably will need a little bit more in daycare, but we'll get there. So that's our frequent expenses. And then it was bills and loans. So I know those are fully funded. So let's just double check. So here's our bills. And everything is green, which is so exciting. And our loans, which I know we're funded. So that feels amazing. And our age of money has gone up and our days of buffering is up. So I'm feeling super good. The end of 2024, like quarter 3 and especially quarter 4, were amazing for our budget. I'm not going to do a 2024 overview for our budget because we just started using YNAB at the very end of August. I think I signed up August, or I didn't sign up, but I restarted using it August 30th. So there's just not enough data for me to go in and review everything. But I think I will do a check-in at the end of quarter 1 maybe, and I'll keep updating on the financial success roadmap. So I'm going to update this. I'm going to cross off the short-term goals and probably reevaluate them and probably move up that getting a month ahead in all of our categories up to our short-term goals and building up our large true expenses. We'll see when we're able to do that. I have a plan for that. And then we'll start really getting into debt payoff again. So super exciting stuff. If you want to keep following me on my More Money Challenge, I will be doing check-ins weekly for the month of January. So check in every Monday with me. And actually, speaking of, we need to put $30 in here, which will mean, so we need to fix this. And we will fix this probably with our, you know what, I'm actually going to leave. I'm going to undo that. So I think I'm just going to leave it at this 150 and whatever money we don't spend at the end of the week. And at the end of the month, we'll go back into this savings group and then we'll be able to see how much we saved. So that is our second paychecks of December. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.